What is up, you guys? This is your boy Dinoro, and today I have this amazing deck profile, the Endymion one. I since I got this deck, I started testing it with some random cards I had, and it was really good. Like it can put like 4 to 5 interruptions in your opening hand, which is so good. And I'm actually really excited to be profiling this deck because through testing, like it doesn't almost it doesn't never it doesn't break that often, and its consistency is just so good, and its recovery it's great. In the mirror match it's kind of hard, but I mean you can get around it. So I think this deck can competes with the meta game, and let's get started. So for the boss monster of the deck, we're running triple Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. I mean, this guy is awesome. It has lots of effects, but in the skill, I'm gonna read it because it's so hard. So in the skill, you can remove 6 spell counters from the field. You can special summon this card from your Pendulum Zone. Then count the number of cards you control that can have spell counters. Destroy up to that many cards on the field, and if you do, place counters on this card to the number of cards destroyed. You can only use this effect. I mean, in a skill, he summons himself by removing 6 counters from the field, and on summon, he destroys cards equal to the number of cards that can hold spell counters on. So he's really good. So if you have him and another card, the minimum cards you're destroying it's 2. But the really good thing about this is that if it resolves, your opponent can strike, your opponent can bailer, your opponent can does nothing. The only thing your opponent can do is augur him in the skill, but just that. And then you put counters on him equal to the number of cards you destroy. And on the field, which is really insane, this man negates spell traps and effects, spell traps activation and effects by returning 1 card that holds spell counters and destroy it. And then you can place the same amount of counters the returned card has. And while this card has counter, it cannot be targeted and destroyed by card effects, which is insane. And even if he dies, he gets you, what does he gives you? 1 normal spell, so he adds you like anything. Then for the little Endymion, we're playing triple Magister of Endymion. Anytime a spell resolves, you place a spell counter on this card. It doesn't have a maximum, so you can put like 16 if you can. But on a scale, you remove 3 counters from him, then special summon both him and a monster that can hold spell counters from the extra deck. And then you place 1 counter on each. And on the field, during your opponent's turn, you can remove 3 counters from the field and special summon 1 monster that can hold spell counters from the deck, which is really good. And if he attacks, he places a spell counter on him. And if he dies and it has a spell counter, you can place it in your pendulum skill. Then for the next monster, and I think this is the best card of the deck, you want to open with it as quickly as possible, is the Servant of the Endymion. This card is really similar to him, but instead of a special summoning from the extra deck, it is special summon from the deck, which is really good, and it special summons your Cerberus, so you can make Electromite safely. So it's it's the same effect as him, but from the deck. And also, if you, let me see, on board, if discard with the spell counters, you can discard one spell. Oh, if this card has a spell counter, it can attack directly, which is really good on time. And also, you can discard one spell and then place a spell counter on any card that you can play spell counters on. So she will give you a spell counter on any card on the field. And if she dies, she puts himself in the, what is this? In the pendulum zone. And the last Endymion monster, just Reflection of Endymion. She's not that good, but its effects come in close sometimes. She special. She does the same thing as all the Endymion monster, but she special summon from the hand and then plays the spell counter. But if she is a special summon, you can target one card your opponent controls and one card with a spell counter and return both to the hand, which is really good. And if she dies, you can add one Endymion card. So that's it's good, but it's not as relevant. There are very cards you want to open with, like Servant of Endymion. She's just so good. So that's it for the Endymion cards. Well, no cards, monsters. Let me move so you can see next cards. Then for your supporting engine, triple Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. Master Cerberus is so good because it searches your Jackal King, and at the same time, on board, you can remove 4 spell counters from anywhere on your field, and then you banish one monster your opponent controls. Target and banish one monster your opponent controls, and he also gains the attack of the banished monsters, which, I mean, he can become like 4,000 attack, so you can run into your opponent monsters. And for your negation, triple Mythical Beast Jackal King. He's the reason why this deck it's playable, because you can make him before you make Electromite, and then you resolve your Electromite without problems. Then triple Chronograph, because it's an extender, it's an Electron Turbo card, and also he special summons. In the worst, what you do is you activate your Mythical Beast, destroy, add your Mythical Beast Jackal King, and then on resolution you special summon both this card and the Jackal King, and then you do your Electron. Sorry, my cam just turned off. If you're hearing some noises, it's because I had my window open and I'm living on the avenue, so a lot of cars pass by. So then we of course play the break because you need it to special Electromite. Then for another extender, and he's level 4, which is really important for this deck because we don't run that many level 4. He's also really good to turbo your Electromite. And I think this is one of the best card of the deck, and I wouldn't play less than 3 because I'm playing Desires and you don't want to banish 2 copies of him, and if you banish one you still have another one in your deck to special summon him, and he's really good. And we also play the break because I mean you can, like, the searching of the Supreme Gate 0 is really good because it's a low skill and also it's another monster, so it's really good and it gives you counters. And for the last monster I'm running one Goliath. Goliath, it's kind of good and sometimes conflict with your strategy, but if you do it properly, you end up with double Jack and King, one Endymion, one Vortex, one of the Heretic Link, and you can special summon him from the deck by using the Heretic monster, so he's really good. And also against the Salaman Great matchup, you just end up with 2 negates, and instead of doing your regular Guard Dragon combo, just special summon him from the deck or hand, and I think that's enough for them to scoop. So that's it for the monster. It's 27 monster. I think this ratio has worked really good for me, and I haven't had problem with it. So for the spells, we are running double Citadel of Endymion. This card is really good. Anytime a spell card is activated, you place a spell counter on this card. If you will remove counters from what is this? To activate a effect, you can remove that many spell counters from this card. And also, if this card will be destroyed, you can remove 1 counter from him. So that's really good. Double terraforming to search it, and also place more counters on your Endymion cards. And the best card, the best spell of the deck is a triple spell power of mastery, because this card is 2 counters for any, at least 2 counters for any Endymion card. So, and it also searches any Endymion card as well. It not only searches your, it's like another terraforming or Rota for the deck. So that card is just insane. And if you have in middle game, if you have like more copies of this card on your graveyard, you can place up to 2 or 3 counters by just this card, so which is really good. For the draw power, double Pot of Desires, I was playing 3, but I think that was too much. I sometimes open double Desires, and that's not really good. And 1 Upstart Goblin, because it's a spell, and I mean it's a free counter. And for the Dark Room, double Dragon Shrine and 1 Foolish Burial, because you want to open Dark Room. If not, your combo is not complete. But if you open the, Dragon Shrine or Dark Room, then you send something else through Electromite. So that's really good. And I wouldn't play less than 2 copies, because you want to see it in your opening hand, because it is a free monster on the field, and it is also a counter for your Endymion cards. So that's it for the main deck. It's 40 card main deck, which is really good. I think if you have to play it to realize how good this deck is. And also it's kind of hard. I mean, you have to be aware of how to activate your cards in the order. Like for example, sometimes your Mythical Beast engine conflicts with your Endymion engine. So you have to play first this, and also the Dragon Shrine, to properly resolve your your effects, because you don't want to like misplay with this deck, because a misplay, it actually hurts. Then for the extra deck, 1 Electromite, because it's a 1 and it's sad. It is a 1, but it's the best card of your deck. You make this card every single deck, and the fact that you can protect this card with your negations on first before doing him, it's really good. That's why this deck is superior to the Pendulum Magician matchup, because in the Pendulum Magician, you made Electromite, and then if you get hand trap, you're pretty much done. 1 Step from Metaltron, because it's there in case you need the 3 pointing down arrows, and it also recovers your monsters from the graveyard, but it's not that good. For next card, Borrowload Dragon. Borrowload is really good, because in the third turn, if your opponent doesn't break your bow, you just make Borrowload and then attack for game. one unicorn. Sorry for having the OCG one, but I haven't seen much people selling the TCG one, and it is actually really expensive here. One Nightmare Phoenix just for utility. I mean, you don't know when you're going to use it. Obviously, you don't go into this that much. The only cards you actually go into for your combo and for OTK your opponent or to return your opponent, it's the heavy meta foes and the best engine of the deck, which is the triple burst, the White Dragon engine. This engine is just so good. It gives you a free negate and also interruption for free by just opening Dark Room. Agripine, sorry. He special summon from the extra deck, and you would say, what are you going to special summon from the extra deck? You can also special summon your Borrolo in the worst case scenario, but I'm going to show you what this card specials. Then LP, because it's really good, because you can play White Dragons without LP. Then the erratic seal of the Heavenly Spheres, I guess. Yeah. You end up with this, and then your negation, which is the Vortex. Vortex is really good. I'm not playing his XC version because you don't need it. I mean, you special summon it by the White Dragon engine. Then against the mirror match, this is really good. The Acetod and your order entity, because against the mirror match, if you don't open your side, which I'm going to show you in a moment, you still have your Darkroom and one of your Curtain Racer. And what you do is you make your rank 4 plays, get your Acetod on your board, and then just OTK your opponent, because once Acetod is a special summon, your opponent can activate monster effects, so you just OTK there. Therefore, more OTK fodder, the Supreme King Dark Rebellion, you can make massive damage with this card, and then just send all your Darkroom to the extra deck, and next turn you just Pendulum summon them, and then you OTK. And the Abyss Dweller, I don't think Abyss Dweller is that great in this deck, but it's there in case you need it. So that's it for the extra deck. Let's go for the side deck. Side deck, I think it's really solid. I'm playing triple Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre, it's actually really good against the mirror match because it hits your Endymion cards, and once like removing counters from the field, it's cost. So they get rid of the counters, then you ogre him, and its place is done, and then they won't be like, their board won't be as good. Double Pancratops in the mirror, it's also really good because you just drop him, attack against one Jackal King, and then use its effect to destroy another one, and then you just bait out 2 negates there. And it's also really solid for float gates, because what is this card? There can only be one actually hurts this deck because all your deck is a spell counter. But once you establish your deck, I mean, you're pretty much done. Double sphere mode because I mean, I think the mirror is the only match you should be aware of, because the other matches are just free. Like going second, you just special summon your Endymion monster and then OTK from there. But in the mirror, it's actually really hard because you give your opponent counters for free. So they fill up their Jackal King and their Endymion cards for free, and then next turn they just drop their own Endymion, and then you just scoop there. And then for more removal, because you open one of each, you get rid of 3, and then the 4th one is really good, and you can also combo up with 4 cards in your hand, which is really insane. Then for what is this? Heavy back row decks, the Eternate is really good because it is not once per turn, and it doesn't have a cost. And if your opponent has a problematic floodgates, they are forced to activate it. And if no, they will just get the OTK. Then for more back row hate, triple Red Reboot. Red Reboot is really good because by just denying your opponent to activate more traps that turn, I mean, they are pretty much done. And that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoying. Test it. Let me know what you think about this deck. I actually been testing this deck for a while. I've been testing this for like a month since the deck just came out, and it has given me a lot of good results. So I think you should test it. And if you have like another strategies, I'm not running the Amorphage engine because I cannot afford him. This is more like a budget option, but if you can play the Amorphage engine other than the Goliath, I think you should play it. And that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you like the video, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and I will see you next time.